Hi guys, today you're going to be creating a piece of artwork inspired by the artist Alexander Calder. Alexander Calder was an American artist. He is best known for his paintings, his wire sculptures, and also his amazing kinetic spinning mobiles. For today's art project, you are going to need these supplies. You're going to need your set of watercolors, a brush, a little splash of water. You're going to need a glue stick, a marker, preferably a black marker. You're going to need some crayons. You're going to need a red, blue, yellow. These are all the primary colors. You also received wooden discs. You received a handful of these cute little wooden discs. I'm gonna set those aside. This is the most important thing that you are going to need for this art project today. You are going to paint it with watercolor paints, and it's gonna look something just like this. I need this back after you're done. Give it to your teacher. She'll hold on to it for you, or give it to your parents so I can come pick it up, or they can drop it off. Okay? Great. Also remember your white construction paper, and you need a little something underneath your wooden discs so you do not get paint everywhere. So a brown bag, I'm using a brown bag, or you can use a piece of newspaper, or you can use white piece of paper. So go ahead and grab those things, and I'll pause it here for a second. So I'm gonna dip my brush in the water, get that nice and wet, and then we're gonna pick up some paint colors. I want you to go ahead and pick up any color that you like. So I'm gonna start with this yellow color here. And I'm gonna start with my small discs first. And I'm gonna go ahead and get those really saturated with this color. Okay, it's nice and coated in yellow. And I'm gonna start, oh yes, I'm gonna start coloring my discs. Here we have this guy, so that's perfect. Let's move on to the next one. Let's do another yellow. Great. And now let's move on to orange. I'm gonna start with the lighter colors, I think, and then I'm just gonna move on to the darker colors. Okay, there we go. Take some nice little swipes at those. Make sure your little wooden disc is coated. And then move that over there so that can dry. We're gonna be gluing these little discs to our piece of artwork. Moving on to red. Yes. Calder loved primary colors. Clean off that brush a little bit. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pick up some blue. Okay, now those are going to dry. I'm gonna wipe my fingers on the bag. Okay, now I'm gonna dip it in the water and I'm gonna get a good dose of water loaded up onto that brush. Now I'm gonna go into the blue. Here we go. Load that paintbrush up with your blue color. And here we go. Let's go right down the middle with that blue. Oh, that is so pretty. Look at that. If you have a larger watercolor paint set, that's great. Go ahead and pick up a little bit more of the other blue if you want to, and put it on top of this one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some green. And this green, a little more water, I'm going to pick up a little bit more green. This green I'm going to put right next to our blue, and I'm going to sort of blend it into the blue. Great, look at that. Pick up a little bit more blue and put that on top of the green so they blend together a little bit more. Okay, let's see, let's go back in with a little bit of blue, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of purple. Oh, there we go. Now we are talking, guys. Look at that. Okay, when this dries, this is going to look amazing. Okay, great. If there are a few little drip marks, that's okay. I think that looks even more interesting. So now we're going to take it, we're going to just flip it over even though it's wet, and put it face down. Now we're going to go in with our reds, oranges, and yellows. Okay, we are all done with our beautiful wooden discs. Remember to set this aside, give it to your teacher if you're in class, or give it to your parents so I can come pick this up, or you can drop it off at school. Great, so these guys are gonna go right here. Okay, I am going to grab my white piece of paper. It's mixed media paper, so it can take watercolors, pens, markers, whatever you want to use. Today, we are going to be gluing our discs on the upper portion of our white paper. So set the big disc aside and go ahead and start picking up these little guys. Take your glue stick, let's go ahead and start applying them to our white paper. our discs are glued down, now we're going to pick up our black marker and we are going to go from those discs and we're going to draw a line down to the bottom of the paper. And we're going to do that while trying to avoid some of the other painted discs below them. So let's start with this first one here. We're going to go like this. Okay, and like this. They don't have to be straight down. They can go diagonally. Okay, let's get this guy right here, and he's gonna go in between the blue and the orange. Look at that. And this red one, the same thing, crisscrossing all of our black lines. Now the orange one, last few, I should say, not the last one. And this guy can go all the way down. Now I'm just going to draw a few extra black lines. You can skip this step if you like. Beautiful. Now we're going to pick up our crayons. Let's grab our red, yellow, and blue. Can anybody tell me what these colors are? If you guessed primary colors, you are right. Let's go ahead and start with our red. What we are going to do is we are going to start filling in some of these geometric shapes. So here we created a little triangle. So I'm going to fill in that little red triangle with my red. And let's go over here and fill in this interesting shape. We like yellow on this, so I'm going to pick this biggest shape right here, and I'm just going to start filling that in with my yellow. Now let's finish up with our blue. All right. I hope you had fun creating your own Calder-inspired artwork today. Look for your disc and your mobile on March 20th, 2021 at the St. Cecilia fundraiser. Thank you so much.